They look right at you.
Are you guys ready to have some fun? Let me see you out there. I know you guys, each one of you is holding a Coach Marvin Lewis mask. Hold them up for us. Hold them high, hold them up. Can you guys give me a hooday on the count of 3? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
That was pretty good.
I think they're pretty good today.
Bengals on a winning streak. I know that the orange and black spirit is alive up in here, so let's get things started, okay? Now, as most of you already know, but we'll review just in case you've forgotten, your school was selected to be a recipient of the Whatever Your Occupation, It's Important to Get an Education campaign this year. So congratulations. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Now, most of you remember learning in school from last year, but here's a quick refresher that Jen will break down for you, just in case you forgot anything.
All right, so in order to attend the end of the year reception, let's see a show of hands here. Has anybody in the room gotten to go to the end of the year Learning is Cool reception at the Cincinnati Zoo before? Anybody? You have?
You again? Yeah.
Good job. Well, we have teamed up with the Cincinnati Public Schools, grades 1 through 8, with the Marvin Lewis Community Fund and the Cincinnati Bengals to reward students for making the A honor roll. How many people in this room think they can make the A honor roll? Everybody's hand should be up.
Nice. A lot of hands, a lot of hands.
We're here to tell you that we believe in you. For every quarter you make the A honor roll, you will receive a special gift for your accomplishments. And at the end of the year, if you have made the A honor roll twice, 2 times, you will be invited to attend this year's academic celebration at the Cincinnati Zoo.
That sounds pretty awesome to me.
It's so much fun. Now, are you guys ready? Are you ready? I love it. I love the enthusiasm. Are you ready to meet our guests that we have today? I like your energy, right there, you, good job. We have brought with us some incredible guests for you guys to meet today.
We do, and a lot of times we only have 2 guests, but today we have 3 special guests to introduce, and our first guest, getting ready to come out now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about him. Our first guest is the CEO and co-founder of Tier 1 Performance Solutions, which for 3 years in a row has been named one of Cincinnati's best places to work. Now, he has held several key management positions throughout his career and has also provided management consulting services for over 50 global organizations, so organizations all around the world. Evanston Academy, please put your hands together for Mr. Greg Harmeyer, everybody. He's hiding back there.
He couldn't find his way out.
There he is. And we're going to hear from Mr. Harmeyer here in just a little bit, but we have 2 more guests that we need to introduce. Who's next, Jen?
Okay, you guys, get ready, because I am so excited to be able to introduce to you our next guest, who made history in the 2012 Summer Olympics. Who watched the Olympics this year? Did anybody watch the Olympics? Well, our next guest made history by winning the very first gold medal by any American ever, man or woman, in the history of the sport of Judo. You guys know what Judo is? Martial arts? We're going to show you a video here shortly to refresh your memory. But not only is she making history at the Olympics, but she is also only the 4th American to claim the world champion title. Since 2008, she has been on a world podium every year. Originally from Middletown, Ohio, which is just up the road from here, let's give it up for gold medalist, Kayla Harrison.
All right. And we'll be hearing some from Kayla as well in just a bit, but we have one more person to introduce, because again, usually we only have 2 guests. We have 3 today. Our 3rd guest was the Bengals' first-round pick in the 2007 draft. Over his Bengals tenure, he leads the team in interceptions with 20 and passes defended with 101. As of today, he has moved into 6th place in interceptions, needing one more to move into 5th place. In high school, he played quarterback, wide receiver, and quarterback, earning All-America honors from Super Prep and Prep. Did he throw it to himself? Because that's incredible. He also lettered in track, Evanston Academy. Our 3rd guest, put your hands together for number 29 of the Cincinnati Bengals, Mr. All right. And you know what? He's always embarrassed, but we have to do it.
We have to do it.
We have to do it.
We don't only have three guests. We have 4 guests.
He just started leaning over here all casual like, just pretending like it's no big deal.
Not only is he the director of player relations for the Cincinnati Bengals from 1989 to 1994, he played running back and returned kicks for the Cincinnati Bengals as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to get to introduce to you Mr. Eric Ball.
I know what you can learn there, no doubt. All right, so let's get this thing started. Let's start with Mr. Harmeyer. Now, Mr. Harmeyer, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Where did you grow up? Where did you attend college? And well, what did you think about school maybe when you were about the age of some of the guys out here?
Sure, thanks. It's great to be here with all of you. I grew up here in Cincinnati, so born and raised here just like all of you, and grew up on the west side of town. I went to Elder High School, and then I went to the University of Dayton, so not too far from here. Went to college, and you know what I thought about school at this age. I will tell you, I'm not real sure what I thought about it, but I remember my first memory of school was in 1st grade. And they asked me before why I thought education was important when I was growing up, and I don't know really why I thought it was, except for one reason. I came home with my first report card in 1st grade, and my mom looked at it, and I can tell you I cried tears for a long night. Because I was in big trouble. I did not get good grades in my first report card. I got a bunch of C's and some that weren't so close to that. I didn't get any bad grades after that. My mom, anybody got a strict mom or dad? Anybody's mom or dad really strict? And my mom was really strict. I was in big trouble. That was in 1st grade. So you can imagine what it got like after that. So education was important to me because my mom told me it was important to me. And after that, I got the point. And so that's really where it started for me.
What was your favorite thing to study when you were in school? What did you like the best?
I like math the best. That was the part that came in.
Anybody like math? Yeah, all right. And you already sort of mentioned it, but other than your mom, who else was really sort of a mentor to you when you were growing up and helped remind you just how important it was to get an education?
I had a lot of people. I had coaches. Everybody play sports here. You guys play sports?
Who plays sports in the audience out there? There we go.
Leon, I was going to be worried if you didn't raise your hand. I'm glad you did.
I wasn't as good as Leon or Kayla, but I played a lot of sports. And my coaches pushed me pretty hard, and they expected a lot from school. I had a big challenge in that my mom told me if I didn't get good grades, I wasn't playing sports anymore. So that was a big motivator.
That's really important. We're going to learn more about what you do with some of the folks out there having some questions for you in just a little bit. We appreciate that. Now we'll move on and find out a little more perhaps from...
Congratulations again. You guys, she is a gold medalist. Gold medal in your school. That is so neat.
I brought my gold medal with me if some of you guys want to check it out. Do you guys want to see it?
Gold medal? I have never seen it. So Kayla, maybe while you're walking around, let me have you answer some of these questions too. So we heard that you grew up in Middletown. What school did you attend in Middletown? Where did you go to high school in Middletown, Kayla? And what was your favorite subject when you were studying in school?
You know what? I grew up in Middletown, like you said, and I'll never forget my first day of school. My grandma walked me to school, and I was terrified because I didn't know how to read, and I thought that everyone was going to make fun of me, and I thought that I was going to be the only one who didn't know how to read, and I was terrified. But I went to school, and my teacher taught me how to read, and then, you know what, 3 years later, I was reading at a 10th grade level. I loved reading, and now I travel all over the world, and I never leave home without a book.
All right. Who else loves to read that's in the audience? You guys love to read? I love to read too. All right. So, Kayla, who was one person, you probably have a lot of people that have mentored you, but who's one person that really sticks out that mentored you throughout your childhood and helped you get to where you are today?
That would have to be my grandfather. He taught me from a very young age never to give up. And one of my favorite sayings that he has is, a goal set is a goal met. And that's something that I took to heart, I guess.
I like that. A goal set is a goal met. So would you say that reading then was probably your favorite subject in school?
Yeah, you know, English, language arts, reading, definitely.
English and reading. All right, and so how did you become involved in judo? How did that start for you?
So I started judo when I was 6 years old. I saw like karate or something on TV, and I said to my mom, I said, Mom, I want to do that. That looks so cool. But my mom didn't want me to get punched in the face. So she had taken judo in college, and she knew how good it could be for me. So she took me to the local dojo, and I loved it. Everything about it. I loved running around on the mat. I loved learning how to throw people. I loved learning how to take a fall so that I couldn't get hurt. And about a year later, I went to my first competition, and I lost. And I just remember having so much fun. It was so much fun to get out there and just do my best.
All right. I've often wondered this. What is a typical day like for an Olympic athlete, or even now? Because are you training now?
I'm not training right now, but I start training again in January, so very soon.
And what is that like? What's a typical day of training like for you?
So I do judo every day, twice a day. I run 3 days a week, and I go to my strength trainer 5 days a week. So we do 2 to 4 workouts, 6 days a week. And then on Sundays, I watch football.
There you go.
There you go.
She rests. On a Sunday, she rests. All right, one last question for now. Why is it important for these students to get an education?
You know, I think that this world, the thing that I've learned is that this world is a big, big, big place. And the more knowledge we have, the more power we have, and the more opportunities we have. So I know it's corny, but knowledge is power. And the more we have, the further we can go in our lives.
Absolutely believe it. All right.
And when a judo champion tells you something about power, you listen, don't you? I think you almost have to. Guys, give it up for Kayla if you wouldn't mind. We're going to hear more from her in just a little bit. Leon, tell us a little bit. When you were in school, you know, a lot of these guys that look up, they see a Cincinnati Bengals standing right in front of that thing. This guy couldn't have ever been as little as I was. When you were in school, you were their age. What was it like?
When you know, thinking back, kind of being in your guys' shoes, really the main thing I remembered about school was my family. I mean, I remember being with my cousins. They were usually around the same age as I was. You know, being in school, we used to compete not only, you know, at recess and, you know, on the basketball court and on the football field. We also competed in the classroom. And you know, that was one of the things that drove me. You know, I wanted to be, you know, I wanted to finish my homework before my cousin Mark did. You know, I wanted to, you know, turn in my homework and turn in all my classwork before my cousin did. So that's kind of where it started for me. You know, just knowing, you know, early on that, you know, how important school was, and then obviously, you know, at the end of the day, it felt pretty good, you know, rubbing it in my cousin's face a little bit. I turned in my homework before he did.
You know, it's neat. I think everybody up here so far has mentioned their family in some way was important to them, be it in their education or what they're doing now. But talk to us as well about when you were young and recess was important, finishing that homework first was important, all that. What was your favorite subject?
My favorite subject was math also, actually.
Another math fan up here. How about that?
I love math. I mean, you know, even all the way through high school, and, you know, just something that, you know, for whatever reason, I always had, you know, a thing with numbers. You know, it kind of was just fun for me, really.
And one of the things Jen and I have learned by coming out to these different learning this cool events, studying for you hasn't ended just because you're done with school. I think a lot of people think, well, this guy just, they show up, they play football on Sunday, but that's not the case. You have a whole different kind of study you guys have to do each and every week, right?
Yeah, no question. You know, depending on the week, obviously we play different people week to week. You know, leading up to the week, you always have you know, CDs full of game film, you know, previous years of film, even, you know, from a few weeks ago to a few years ago. So, you know, it's a lot of studying you have to do, you know, to be successful.
And where did you go to college, and what did you study when you were there?
I went to the University of Michigan. and I studied communications while I was there.
Communications while you were there. When you look back, how long did you work toward that? I mean, what was it a goal? Probably not right when you first started judo, but how long did you have in mind? I want to go to the Olympics and be a medalist in judo.
You know, I started judo when I was 6, and I remember watching the Olympics. They were in Atlanta in '96, and I remember thinking, oh my gosh, that's so cool. I want to do that someday. And then when I was 16, I actually moved to Boston to train full-time with the Olympic coach. And I think it was then that I really realized, not only did I want to go to the Olympics, but I wanted to win it.
Okay, 1, 2, or 3? 2 is the guess this time. 2 is correct.